Shalom, friends. This is Maim. Welcome to an Aliyah day where I will be sharing with you some thoughts from one of the Aliyot of the current Torah portion, as well as teaching a little bit of Hebrew vocabulary. So in this video, we're going to be first covering we're on the fourth Aliyah now, and of Rosh Hashanah 1, the first day of Rosh Hashanah. And the fourth Aliyah is found in Genesis chapter 21, verses 13 through 17. Let's read it in English first. It says, "But also the son of the handmaid I will make into a nation, because he is your seed." And Abraham arose early in the morning, and he took bread and a leather pouch of water, and he gave them to Hagar. He placed them on her shoulder and the child, and he sent her away. And she went and wandered in the desert of Beersheba. And the water was depleted from the leather pouch, and she cast the child under one of the bushes. And she went and sat down from afar, at about the distance of 2 bow shots, for she said, "Let me not see the child's death." And she sat from afar, and she raised her voice and wept. And God heard the lad's voice. And an angel of God called to Hagar from heaven and said to her, "What is troubling you, Hagar? Fear not, for God has heard the lad's voice in the place where he is." And this is a very interesting, very strange story, all the details, but I wanted to focus on just actually this first verse mainly. So let's go ahead and look at it in the Hebrew. It says vegam, which means and also. Et ben, son. Ha'ama, which means handmaid, the handmaid, son of the handmaid. Legoy, to a nation. So the son of a handmaid will become a nation. Legoy. Le is to or become, and goy is nation. Asimenu means I will make him. So to a nation I will make him. This part right here, asi, is the I will make, and then the enu part right here is him. I will make of him. Ki means for or because, and zar acha means your seed, and then hu means he. So this means because he is your seed. So the son, basically, that Abraham just kicked out of his household, if we remember from the previous Aliyah that we studied, this son, even though God told Abraham, yes, listen to your wife, he needs to leave your household. Basically, yes, you need to kick him out because he was behaving inappropriately, and he was a threat to his other son. Ishmael was a threat to his son Isaac because of inappropriate conduct that he was engaging in. But nevertheless, God says, because Ishmael is your seed, even though you had to kick him out of your house, I'm still going to bless him. I'm still going to give him that promise that I gave to you, that your seed shall be numerous upon the earth, and that the nations will be blessed through your seed. So even though this son of his fell to such a degree that he had to be punished by being kicked out of his father's household, God says, I'm still going to bless him. And what we can take out of this today is that our sins can be forgiven, and even when we are punished, God still wants to see us succeed and wants the best of us. He doesn't withhold the punishment because the punishment is necessary. It's necessary to refine our characters. It's necessary to protect other people from being hurt that we might be hurting, but that doesn't mean that God doesn't love us. And also, it just, it reminds me of, part of the Ten Commandments, the second commandment in particular. This is the second commandment according to Judaism. Catholicism and Christianity divides up the Ten Commandments in a different way, but this is the Ten Commandments according to Judaism. The second commandment is, you shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make for yourself a graven image, nor any manner of likeness of anything that is in heaven above, that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. You shall not bow down to them, nor serve them, for I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children of the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto the 1,000th generation of them that love me and keep my commandments. So notice here, God says that if the fathers sin, he visits the father's sin upon the children up to the third and fourth generation only. That's only for those that hate him. But when he shows mercy to the 1,000th generation. And that's why Israel is still here today. It's because of God's mercy upon us. He's so merciful to us that even though we sin over and over and over again, countless times, recorded in the Bible and throughout history, God shows mercy to us because of the faithfulness of our fathers, starting with Abraham. As we learned in a previous video, the fathers, when we talk about the fathers in Judaism, we're talking about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Abraham is considered the father of the Jewish people, the father of Israel, because he's the first one to reject idolatry and follow the one true God and serve him and worship him alone. And so, because of the faith of our father Abraham, and also the other fathers of the faith, forefathers of our faith, God is merciful to us. And that's an encouragement also to us as parents to live godly lives, not only for ourselves, but because we know that when we live godly lives, when we follow God's commandments, when we walk in his Torah, that the blessing will not only come to us, but also to our children. And it just makes the rewards of walking with God and following his ways so much greater, to know that these blessings are an inheritance that we can pass on to our children. It's just so beautiful. Okay, now we'll be going through the fifth Aliyah, which is found in Genesis 21, verses 18 through 21. It says, "Rise, pick up the lad, and grasp your hand upon him, for I shall make him into a great nation." And God opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water. And she went and filled the pouch with water, and gave the lad to drink. And God was with the lad, and he grew, and he dwelt in the desert, and he became an archer. And he dwelt in the desert of Paran, and his mother took for him a wife from the land of Egypt. I wanted to focus on this first verse. Let's go ahead and read it in Hebrew. And remember, this is God now talking to Hagar regarding Ishmael, her son, because they were basically both kicked out of Abraham's house, and she felt like she was going to die, that she wouldn't be able to survive. So she prayed to God, and this was his answer. It says, "Kumi," which means arise. "Se'i et hana'ar," which means lift up the young man, lift up your son, lift up more literally, lift up the young man, actually. Lift up the young man. V'hachaziki, and grasp et yadech, grasp him by your hand. bo. So grasp with your hand him. Grasp him by your hand. This bo part means him. Ki legoy gadol. For a great nation he will become. Goy is nation and gadol is great. Okay? And this is asi menu. I will make. So legoy gadol, I will make him. Asi menu. Asi is make, and this enu part, that's him. I will make of him. So basically, his answer to her, to Hagar, is not simply, oh, don't worry about it, I'll take care of him. No, it's, no, you take your son and lift him up, grasp him by your hand, and basically support him. Don't just let him, because she had just let him. You can see in the previous passage, it says she cast the child under one of the bushes. Okay, when the water was depleted. So it's almost as if she was giving up hope, right? She just kind of, maybe left him there, just put him down. And she was in despair, and she's saying, I don't know what to do. But God says, no, pick him up again. Pick him up again. Hold him up. Strengthen him with your hand. So God is saying here, don't give up. I'm going to help you. I'm going to bless him. I'm going to make him into a great nation. But I need your help. You need to be a participant in this. You can't give up. You can't just, you can't lay down and just pray to me, just hope. You must do your part. And a lot of times, we are in despair, whether it's in despair over our children, feeling like there's no hope, or any part of our lives, our marriage, relationships with family or friends, our jobs. And it seems like there's nothing else we can do, and all we can do is pray. And oftentimes God's answer to us is, don't worry, I will help you, but I still need you to fight. I still need you to strengthen yourself. I still need you to strengthen your child, to give as much as you can. Don't give up. I know it seems hard. I know it seems impossible. Maybe it's a failing marriage. Maybe it's a boss that's hard to deal with, or a friend or a relative. And, oftentimes God is saying, yes, I can help you in this situation, but you still have to be strong. You still have to do your part, because I'm going to do it through you. So whatever our problems are in life, yes, we should pray. We should absolutely pray to God, because especially if we don't know what to do, we need direction. We need more strength. But at the same time, we are God's hands and feet here on this earth. And remember Hagar. This is Hagar. This is the not favored wife, right? This is the wife whose son did not get the special blessing, but God still had a plan for her. She still had a great role to play, and her seed, her son, herself, still affected the course of history. She was still loved. God still had a purpose and a plan for her, even though she wasn't, the favored wife, even though she wasn't in the best situation, even though she wasn't privileged. She still had a great role, and her son still became a great man. Visit my website at www.hebrewmime.com and join my network to receive the daily and weekly emails to learn more about Hebrew, Torah, and Judaism. I am also an herbalist and a health coach, so please visit me also at www.arukah.com, ARUKAH.com, to learn more about holistic health and natural healing. The creator of heaven and earth is also the great physician, and he can heal everything from sickness and disease to broken hearts and homes.